All right, the next match is the unsanctioned match. This was Johnny Gargano defeats Jason Waller by submission.
This was actually pretty good. They they delivered on the violence and the brutality. Um, I don't know how Grayson Waller is standing. Maybe he is not. His back looked like hamburger meat at
Yeah,
the end of this match. Johnny went to town on him. I mean, but then again, you have to be fair that he was giving Johnny some of the business as well. So
I give 100% credit to Johnny Gargano just kicking the shit out of him in the beginning of the match. That's what you do when someone fucks with your family. No, you just go attack
I
mode.
mean, from the suplex on the chairs, like to the kendo sticks, to the chair shots, the table, like everything. It was great. Um, and again, like I said, it was a hardcore match, and they delivered on that non-sanctioned.
Yeah,
So
great
I'm gonna give
match.
it a 4.25.
425. I give it the same thing. It was really good. Very action packed too. And Gargano in unsanctioned matches, he's dangerous, man.
Yeah, he's got a history.
This is not his first one, and it probably won't be his last.
And Candace was in there to lay some smack down
Yeah, as
in front of
deserved.
the baby.
Yep,
So,
in front of the baby. The baby, the baby witnessed violence for his first
hmm
time. And the end match ended with some of the family returning, except for Austin Theory, because he had to be a dick about it. But the family returns. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae all come back. All right. Next match is the women's tag team match. Is Alba Fire and Elsa Dawn defeat Fallon Henley and Kana James.
I mean, there was no uh, no surprise that they lost because I think that the story they told was that they were not on the same page, and that ended up costing them the match
Yeah,
because old Cheetah Girl she needed her purse to win the match, and they didn't give it to her because they're honorable people. They didn't want to cheat.
can't
Now, I
cheat.
don't understand why you don't want to cheat against two women who are witches and they use spells and stuff. Like they've been kind of dirty the entire time. So I don't know why you feel the need to give them a clean, honorable match. Sorry.
I'm sorry if you look up for Eddie Guerrero. He said if you're not cheating, you're not
I'm not trying.
you're not trying. So
I'm just saying. They would have cast a spell on them in a hot second. I don't
hmm
get it. Anyway, like I was telling you, Mark, I think this match will not get the credit for being on this weekend because I thought it was one of the better tag team matches this weekend. I thought the two girls, the two witches, they had some of the best tag team maneuvers I've seen in a while.
yeah.
They were crisp, they were on point, and they were devastating. And like I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because I really liked the match.
I like the match. I wish I had a little more time. Just because again, like they it was like a less than 10-minute match, but they look good. Like I actually liked El Sadon and Alba Fire as a tag team. Once they put them together, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with that. They look good together. But seeing the tag moves and stuff like that, like you just said, I enjoyed it a bit more. And I had to rewatch it because I missed a lot of it. And because watching all these things, I fell asleep a lot of the time. So I had to rewatch it, and I enjoyed it more when I rewatched. So I'll go forward with this match. And our main event is the NXT Championship match. You got Carmelo Hayes defeats Braun Breaker.
This was a long time coming. I think it's one of the better stories they had at NXT. The rivalry between these two because of all the talk, the trash talk from Melo. I don't think it was the best match of the night, but I thought it was solid, and that's enough for me.
Yeah,
Um, you know what? One thing I do have to give credit to Ron Breaker for because you didn't really see it this entire time on his run.
yeah,
Was in this match specifically, he had counters for a lot of mellow stuff, and it was clean.
yeah,
And so I give him a lot of credit for that. And I like when he danced on him when he missed his
yeah.
drop kick. So like for that is I give it a 4.25.
I go. It was a good NXT Championship match. It goes in the lines of the history of the NXT title. They always have some good defenses, and I will say this is doesn't change that. Hayes was the right runner. To see what he does with the NXT title now, and excited to see where he goes with it. I'm excited to see where Bond Breaker goes as well if he goes up the roster. Seeing that Monday night Raw after WrestleMania he did not show up, so there's a lot of issues with that. We'll have that on Sunday's cast, but going into the future of NXT, Hayes as champion, I could see a lot of good rivalries off of that. I would like to see a return bout with him and Grayson Waller. I would like to see some of the newer guys that are picking up steam, like Axiom and JD McDuggan and like all these guys that are having like incredible matches face Carmelo Hayes. Asia Dragunov is going to be looking at him soon too, so be careful with him.
Hmm.
He hurt you. He will hurt you
Yep.
bad.
Yes, sir.
So I'm excited to see where Carmelo Hayes go from here for the NXT Championship. But yes, I'll give it a 4. Um, that's our NXT Stand and Deliver. What you give the show overall?
I gotta give it a B plus.
It's B plus. I go a B plus as well. I think that averages out to what our scores are.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
now we go to WrestleMania Night One. Um, WrestleMania Night One, I think, was the better show of the two in total. But other than that, we started. So we kick it off with Austin Theory defeats John Cena pinfall.
There was shenanigans, as there should have been. There was a little distraction, ref bump, as they call it, low blow, caught Cena, and he took him with just one A-Town down. That shocked me.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that
So,
that means Cena's getting old. He's losing his Super Cena powers.
yeah, that, and he probably had a plane waiting for him
Yeah,
because he had to go. He's like, take it, young buck. I got to go.
yeah.
So with that said, I'm gonna give it 3.5. I definitely thought it could have been a better match though.
Me too. I wanted something more out of it.
And
I thought it could have been a little longer too.
I kind of want to blame Cena.
Yeah,
I kind of want to blame Cena. But you know what? Also, not for nothing, because you got to take the entrances into the total of the match. I'll
yeah.
give it 3.75 because I thought that Cena had probably one of the best entrances just for being Mr. Make a Wish and doing what he did. You know what I
GI
mean?
Joe.
No, I mean the kids. I don't really mind
I
the
actually like
logo,
the GI Joe suit, the GI Joe shirt.
but like having the kids up on the
Yeah, that
stage
was cool.
to represent what he does.
Yeah,
So, but
knowing's half the battle. GI Joe. But yeah, I was very disappointed with this match. I kind of want more out of Cena and him. Just in general, I thought that would be a hell of a match if they actually go at it. Um, with that said, I see the entrances were cool. Again, the Make a Wish thing, and I also like the GI Joe Cena shirt kind of thing. Um, other than that, I'll go 3.5. Next match is the men's WrestleMania Showcase. The Street Profits they defeat Braun the Bald and the Beautiful, Alpha
hmm
Academy, and the Viking Raiders.
this match I think was a surprise of the show, but after seeing them, what was it on SmackDown,
Yeah,
and then just building up these the few weeks before, I was not really surprised.
yeah,
I think it was one of the better matches the entire weekend. I got to give him all credit. I loved Dawkins derailing the Strowman Express. That was awesome. I love Ricochet floating in the air to take him out like seconds right after.
I didn't
I
like that.
like
It
the
reminded me to do my taxes.
yeah, just the whole arena changed to the tax icon during
I'm
that
like, God
match.
damn it! I know I gotta do my
Um,
taxes. Shit.
Shout outs to the One Piece Dawkins. I see you, Dawkins. Um, the Viking Raiders look brutal. Uh, that suplex from freaking Gable. I love the Otis got his time, and
Yeah,
the crowd was on fire for Otis. Which I mean, you gotta do something with Otis, man. They can't just ignore Otis.
I was surprised the Maximum Male Models didn't come out.
You know what? Bobby Lashley beat him up, so I don't think they was doing that.
Nah, sure.
This match, I'm gonna give it a 4.25 because I thought it was great.
I go for. It was very fun and very entertaining, and Gable suplex was beautiful. He has done that before to Braun Strowman though,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked great as the first time as well. Because again, Gable's a small guy, but I enjoyed a lot of the spots. I didn't care. I WWE annoyed me with the tax, the triple tax signs. And shit. It looked like an NBA game, but other than that, it makes sense because they make money off those lights things. But I liked a lot of the spots, and again, that Dawkins spot was fucking awesome. I felt like it felt like the screen needed to shatter when he hit Braun Strowman for the effect. Next match. We go Seth freaking Rollins defeats Logan Paul.
Of course, the entrances, I thought they were both pretty cool. I don't think it was directly referencing HBK. It could have been with the zip line,
Yeah,
but I thought, hey man, you crazy enough to do that? All right, I'll give you points for that.
yeah,
And I thought Seth looked pretty cool with his big red coat
yeah,
and big red chaps that he had on over
yeah,
his pink pants. Um, and he surprised me because he won. But
yeah,
again, like you can't take anything away from Logan Paul.
yeah.
It was still a very competitive match. He hit them with a punch. That was cool, but Seth kicked out. Um, I love the that he smashed his homeboy KSI with the
Yeah.
with in the bottle suit. That was pretty funny. And Seth took it, and I'm gonna give it also a 4.25.
I felt like you had to put the squeaky noise when he landed
Mm-hmm.
on him. The
Mm-hmm.
dog toy noise.
Yeah.
But it was a good match. It was entertaining and it did what it needed to do. Seth Rollins winning, I'm happy, and it gives him that leeway of winning in WrestleMania. Um, I go for 4.25. We go to the next match. This is Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch defeats Damage Control.
This match was okay. I actually liked the entrances. I actually liked Damage Control's gear a lot. I'll give him points for that. But it was more standard. It did feel kind of like just another Raw match.
Yeah,
Like there was nothing really super special that happened during the match. I mean, I'll give credit to whatever tape they use on Trish because Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, what's going on?
yeah.
Uh, somebody said somebody said she got some stocking gorilla glue. um, but it was solid. I guess the right team won. You know what I mean? It was all right. So let's just see where they go after this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 though. It wasn't really special, but I didn't think it was bad at all.
I highlights Trish. Trish looked great in this match. I won't say as much as Lita. Lita looked kind of off in this match. Um, I had my little issues here and there just because the way they were off and whatnot, but it was solid. I'll go 3.25. Um, next match is Rey Mysterio defeats Dominic Mysterio.
Now I know there's technically better matches in my opinion this weekend, but this is my favorite match. Dom had my favorite entrance this entire weekend. I thought it was the coolest thing. It was so simple. I love the little video package that led to him being incarcerated to being taken out and led to the arena and him coming out of the van, him with the mask on and the
The
cape
Phantom one.
and taking the mask off and everything. I thought it was you can't replicate that. Also, I those were Big Papa Pump sirens. You can't tell me that's not where that came from. They got it in the library. I'm sorry. So,
I was like,
um,
holla if you hear me.
yeah, that's what I said. I no, I heard somebody. I think it when it was coming down, when he was coming down.
Yeah.
I swear, I think somebody on commentary or something snuck in holla. Just you barely hear it. I'm telling you. And
I
I
didn't
don't know.
hear
His
the
was
last thing you
like
said.
which one?
Yeah,
What
I
did you
didn't
say?
hear the last thing you just said.
I said Ray was no slouch. in the entrance department either. I thought that was a very cool tribute.
Yeah,
Having Snoop Dogg with the lowrider with the Eddie theme, that transition into his, I thought it was cool, and the match was great.
yeah,
I thought they. I was sad that Dom lost, but I liked what happened during the match. I liked that he went over to antagonize his family. I liked that Ray came out and slapped him in the face.
yeah,
Uh, I did not mind Bad Bunny being involved. I thought it was a little strange that Priest was not upset
yeah,
that night, though.
yeah,
I was like, what? I liked the sneaky chain in the coat, though.
yeah,
That was slick. That was slick. I like that Ray beat down with the belt.
yeah,
That was hilarious. Like
yeah.
this match did it for me. This story, I felt okay. You delivered.
I think overall they delivered in the story in the story aspect, and I think that's why I think I enjoyed the match more than most is the fact that they told a full story, and I just really enjoyed it. The whole Bad Bunny thing kind of made it. The fact that when they start aiming at him, I know he's gonna get involved because he's there, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get involved. He wrestled before, he's gonna get involved. But Damien kind of explained it yesterday too, and I give him credit. He was like, I like the guy, but now I'm gonna have to kill his ass. He actually said that. He was like, he's lucky I did what I did. Like honestly, I'm mad now. I might have to. Lucky if I wasn't cool with him, I would have took his ass out.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Mm-hmm.
actually explained it why he didn't attack him on Sunday.
But my score for the match, I'm gonna give it 3 points, 4.75. Not perfect, but damn near.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Ray's outfit was pretty dope. I liked the new mask that he said it was a very Muda like mask, and he wore two of them. He wore a black one on the Hall of Fame during the Hall of
Mm-hmm.
Fame speech too. It was actually really cool. It was different too. It's what I regularly see of him. It kind of looked like the new Flash movie look, just the red and yellow and stuff, but it was cool. Yeah, like whatever you said with the match, I agree 100%. Like I think they did a really good job, and the shenanigans actually made sense with it. I was surprised Rhea didn't come out for this match,
This is true.
but it
True.
was Balor and Priest, so I was very surprised with that. But I'll go 4 or 5. I really enjoyed it. I really dug it, and the entrances were awesome. I would have liked to see Dominic have his own like version of Raven's mask, and it would have been kind of cool, like a dark mask and shit. Anyway, kind of like Liger has like a dark Liger mask. I mean, he's heel. I would like to see like a Rey Mysterio heel mask kind of thing. Anyway, next match, SmackDown Women's Champion. Then again, that makes sense now because she actually had to prepare for a match. That's why she didn't come up. SmackDown Women's Champion. You had Rhea Ripley defeats Charlotte Flair by pinfall.
And I think this, like I said, I think this was the best match of the night of night one. Personally, I love the tag match that came after, but this match was, like I said, slow, methodical. It was hard hitting. They beat the crap out of each other. Damn near, damn near killed each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is like one of the highlights of women's wrestling. Like when you give them a chance and you
Yeah.
push them forward, this is what you can get. And I think they put the standard just a little bit higher. And
Yeah.
I think for the weekend, it's kind of hard to compare to it. So
I would
uh,
say. Oh, go ahead.
I'm
Finish
just
your
gonna
thought.
give it a 5, just
Yeah.
based off of what it did for women's wrestling in general,
Yeah. I agree.
and the fact that Rhea won.
Yeah. Um. So one thing I will highlight is that my mom. We were watching night one with my mom when she came over. Yes, on Sunday, and she didn't like the tag match because she said a lot of the moves looked fake because there was a lot of like phantom hits and stuff like that. But when she saw this match, she was like, "Holy shit, they beat the shit out of each other," and she loved it. So I got my mom was like really into this match, which was actually really cool. Um, I will say this, and this is my opinion, but honestly, I think there's gonna be a lot of same opinions from a lot of people. I think Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley's SmackDown Women's Championship match on this night will go down as one of the greatest women's championship matches in WrestleMania history.
Mm-hmm.
I will argue that because that match was chef kiss kind of thing. Like they did everything. They beat the shit out of each other. I heard Rhea's shoulder plexus, like her fucking chest, like inside the chest when she got chopped, man. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. And they beat the shit out of each other. And I got so much respect for Charlotte after the match because she couldn't help but smile because she know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't
This is
help
true.
it. She couldn't help it. She was fucking happy about that match. And she 100% will deserve that match. That match was hell of a good match. It's gonna get a five. Like that was actually, I will say, still is probably my favorite match of the night. Like hard hitting, like just the structure of the match. That was one of my favorite matches of the night. We got a little match between Pat McAfee and The Miz.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah,
A nice addition. Good to see Pat back.
yeah. I love Michael Cole's.
Yeah, his enthusiasm when
It's like
Pat's
he's
out there.
cheating
Yes.
on Glory Graves, and it's hilarious.
Especially when Graves is there
Yeah,
and he's angry. That's
yeah.
like he
But he's so
was. So,
happy to see him. Like, what happened to us? Not him though. In our main event, do you want to rate that match? I don't think it was even a match.
I mean, not really. It
Yeah,
wasn't really.
move on.
It was just I'm happy to see Pat back.
Me too. In our main event, well deserving. The main event is the undisputed tag team championship match. We have Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Usos.
And finally, unlike Cody Rhodes, they finished the story.
Yes.
Uh, I thought it was a great match. I thought it was emotional due to the story that they told. This long, long, long story. I thought this was some of the best Usos we've ever seen. I thought this was a great like tag team between Sammy and KO because they hardly did it in WWE.
Yeah.
So I thought that was also like it was good. It was great to see it finally and for something. You know what I mean? That was cool. So all I said, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Yeah.
Thought it was great.
Um, I'm gonna go five. I like the drama. I like everything they brought into it, and also it finished the story of the. Well, I don't think it's finished, but it was like one big chapter done with the Usos and Sammy and KO. Um, the crowd reaction to them, the pop they got when they won. Um, a lot of the saves, a lot of I like the fact when they don't just kick out is when the partner saves and things like that. And I think that makes sense, especially when it comes to tag team wrestling. Not everything should be kicked out. Like your partner should help you get out. Um, I think it was 100% deserved the main event. I thought it did a great job in showing tag team wrestling can main event a show. And this was a big thing. This was the first time tag team title main event at WrestleMania. So I love it. I give it a five because I just really love the cadence of the whole match as well. I thought it was a really good match. Night two. Night two, we kick off with Brock Lesnar defeating Omos.
And this was less of a car wreck than I thought it would be. I thought it was a solid just throwing meat to the wall and letting it stick and make that splat sound. So it was good. We got to see Omos get F5, which is what everybody paid their money for. So there
No,
you go. Went home happy. I'm gonna give it a 3. It
give it
was
three.
solid.
I go 2.5. It was just it did what it needed to do and it went away. Um, we got the women WrestleMania showcased. The Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler defeats the Morgan Raquel Rodriguez, Natty and Shanti, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. I said y'all didn't have a tank, so I knew y'all were gonna lose. Y'all
True.
didn't
They
bring the
didn't put the
tank
money.
out. I didn't care.
Mm.
You go ahead, start this
I thought it was a solid match. I thought it was like I thought it actually did what they said they wanted it to do. It was a showcase match for women's tags, and I thought to that part it worked because they had all some type of cool spot where it was two of them doing something in tandem with their partners. So I was like, okay, you did what you said you was going to do. I liked the spot with Natty doing the double sharpshooter. I liked. Raquel toss and live,
Yeah.
which which I think they call now the trust fall. I'm like, all right, okay. Um, and that was fine. I just like I told you, I knew Ronda and them was gonna win, but I'm more mad. But I won't hold it against the match that this match apparently didn't mean anything. Um, that's for next week. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
And also, you know what? Credits to them for not just pooping all over Sonya Deville and actually letting her be in the match.
Yeah.
After that oopsie with the Carmella picture, I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I would have liked if Carmelo came out and actually helped them. It would be like a trio.
That is true. That is true.
That would have been cool. I wish it was more. I wish this match did more for them. Like at least they got more time or anything like that. I just felt like it was a SmackDown tag match and nothing else. So my score is going to relate to that. I'm going to give it a 2.5. I was not crazy about it. Next match is the Intercontinental Championship match. This is Gunther versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
This was the essence of big meaty men slapping meat. This was
Literally.
hard. This was hard hitting. This was bodies to the floor. This was friendships could be broken. Apparently, they were mended after they finished beating each other up. This was Gunther just being Gunther,
They
and
was like, we need some pints, but he's like, I still want to kick his face off.
um, and it was great. I think this was the best match of night two. One of the best matches this entire weekend. I it's a personal favorite. I'm gonna give it a 4.75.
I'm gonna go down and give it a 5. Like I thought this was probably my favorite match of Sunday. The main event was really good too, but I think this one actually really sold it for me just because how freaking hard hitting this match was. And kind of knew what was gonna happen because you have Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre, which is probably the three freaking hardest hitting people in a match together. So you knew it was gonna fly. Um, I love seeing the IC title get represented and represented well, and that makes me happy because that's one of my favorite titles. So yeah, I'm gonna go 5 with this one. I really enjoyed it.
I appreciate the standing ovation from the for Sheamus while he was beating up Drew McIntyre.
Yes. Next match is Bianca Belair. She defeats Asuka.
Even though it had the most disappointing build up, I think it delivered. I like the again Bianca killing it with her entrance. I thought Asuka was cool too with the many faces of Asuka.
Yeah,
Um, and I thought it was a solid hard hitting match, but it was just hard to like focus on it in the same way after what happened the night before. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And not having as much investment because of lack of story. But I can't really take away from it because they both did their thing. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
yeah.
I would have gave it more though, but Oscar didn't win, so I'm sad.
I'll go 3.75. I thought the match was solid. Again, I wish the build was better. I wish the build was stronger, and I'm mad that she didn't get missed in the face. So I'm a little disappointed. It
Oh,
was a wasted
yeah,
mist.
still, yes.
Wasted mist. It just hit the air. At least hit the ref. God damn, just hit somebody. I feel like it was a waste. Other than that, Bianca wins. I actually had her winning. I had her retaining. I felt like they didn't do enough to build Asuka to take the title. So, um, yeah. Next thing is Snoop Dogg defeats The Miz because Shane McMahon saw her crotch.
His knee exploded. Apparently, they said he had a knee injury, so his knee exploded.
Well, tell you
I
to
can't,
stop.
Mark. I can't tell you. Shane is my boy. I was so happy with his music,
Yeah.
and to see him and to see him go down like not even a minute into the match just had me. I was sad. I was bummed out.
Man. I
Damn
ain't
it.
gonna rate that. That is nothing.
I mean, you know what? Snoop Dogg was the last boss in Def Jam, the second Def Jam game.
Yeah.
So I give him props.
Yeah.
He was Crow, so I give him
And he
props.
kind of he kind of had to improvise. So I'm glad
Yeah,
he actually moved it and improvised.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And the Miz is a star because he did his thing.
He got beat up like all 5 days, man. Poor guy.
He's been getting beat up all year.
I know. They owe him something. Probably got a raise. Next match is the Hell in a Cell match. This is Edge and defeating Demon Finn Balor.
I thought this one was another one that was a showcase of the entrances. I thought Edges looked cool as hell. Um, I thought Balor was dope.
Was
Welcome back, Demon. Uh, Unfortunately, they went a little too ham, and Finn Balor got his head bust, but he kept going. And when you see the picture of how deep that was, you be like, "Damn, I would have
yeah.
stopped. I'd have went home. I'd have went home.
Like nope,
Sorry,
nope. I can feel my
that
brain.
boy, that that. But more power to him. That boy, the Demon, he was not feeling no pain. I thought the things they did to each other was crazy though. Like they was going for it, and I got to give them props for that. So this match I'm gonna give a 4.25.
um,
And wait, one more thing I liked about this one, they stopped using the red cage for Hell
yeah,
in a Cell.
yeah, but they had color coordinated weapons.
I'll take it. I don't like the red cage. I don't like the red
I know
cage.
ringside was happy because they sold a bunch of purple kendo sticks and red chairs, and they
Oh
sold
snap!
out.
Nice, nice.
Oh man, so all right, I have a couple of things to say about this match because I wanted more from it. Edge's entrance was cool. This is the last time he can use the brood. He can't use it no more. Remember, 3 times. This is the third time. He can't use it
Well,
no
he
more.
won. He can still use the master. He can still use the music
Oh, he
when he
can't.
won.
He
He
has to
lost.
lose. Okay.
He lost the other times.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool entrance. Balor, on the other hand, I felt like the night, the dark, like the sun didn't set, is set too late, and like it needed the darkness in order to really capture what they wanted to do. I wish it was more demonic. I wish it was more towards the style of the Judgment Day and not the regular demon Finn Balor. Like it was the same demon getup. I wish it was something different. I wish it was something like more demonic because he is a heel and he is the dark. I like the fact that they brought back the theme, but I actually like the remix theme. I think it looks sounded sick. So I think you could have did more like capitalizing the heel side than just going back to a retro thing with the regular Demon Finn Balor. So that was my only thing. I think they could have got more creative at doing like a heel demonic fucking demon. I really think they could have did that. So I was really disappointed with his entrance because, and then the smoke thing. Well, you put disco music behind it, and it fits right in. Like, because the way he was moving, and then they had a slow motion of it and everything too. It was it was just retarded. So I had my issues with the Finn Balor entrance because again I wanted it to be more creative. I thought they could have been more creative with his look too because just adding the purple into the red and black kind of annoyed me. I wanted the purple and black and really shine the Judgment Day. I thought they could have put the timetable in the back and everything like that. I thought there could have been a lot more, and I felt like they got lazy with it. That's just me. That's my opinion on it. The match itself, the color coordinated weapons were kind of funny. And I was just like, even Josh was like, shout out to Menu with the Penny. He was saying, "Oh, why are they colored?" And I was like, "Yo, they gotta sell some toys, so they're gonna. This is gonna be a playset. Watch." And it goes into the show like they had to do something color coordinated, I guess, because they had red chairs and purple kendo sticks. Where do you get purple kendo sticks? 'Cause I will actually like one, because it actually looked kind of cool. But the match itself, it was really hard hitting. But once I saw the gash, I was like, yeah, that match has to stop very soon. But Balor's a crazy mofo. His brain getting hit by the air was not great. But I wish the entrances were better. But I'll go. I'll go 4 with this match. All right, next one, last one. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. You got Roman Reigns, you got Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns defeats Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that was my pick for the match. Um, It was great to see it. I wish Cody had more pyro because he said he was gonna have a. He's he said I may have the most pyro in history, and I waited and I was like, you ain't man,
Roman
get
had
out of here.
more.
That's what I said. Yeah, Roman had more pyro than him. I'm mad you did not uh live up to the hype, Cody. Sorry. more more fire, more fire. Um, Roman with the pianos, I thought was actually pretty cool. Making him just seem like a final boss. I think they nail that every time. And as far as the match itself, I mean, honestly, I thought it was solid. I thought it was hard hitting. I thought some of the counters to each other's stuff they did was actually pretty innovative for them because they're not really. I, I think this is the straight up first time they fought, right?
No, they fought like early in Roman's career.
Okay, okay.
So like I'll say that they still probably haven't touched hands since then. So
But like it's been way too long.
yeah.
Okay, so but all that aside, I thought they work very well together. I thought, of course, you're gonna have the interference of the bloodline. That's what you're getting into. And I thought it was cool that Sammy and KO came out there to help him. After the Usos came out, after Solo got ejected for whipping him with his own weight belt, which I believe he stole from Negative One, which is like,
Yes.
yo, how can you be that heartless? Solo, come on.
It found his way back because he had it on his hands when he left.
I'm just saying, Solo, how can you do that? Come
He had some blood on it though. That's
on.
the difference.
And then Solo returns, which could be a movie. Solo returns.
The solo returns.
It basically helps the tribal chief win the match. And again, I thought it was great for a bloodline match, a bloodline style match. I know people were disappointed, but you got to understand that's his character. This is his team.
Yeah.
This is basically what I would call NWO done right. A
Yeah.
small faction that sticks together, is tight knit, and they won't let the champ lose. That's what you're supposed to not let the champ lose.
Yeah.
Duh. So for that, I'm gonna give him 4.5. I thought
Yeah.
it was great, and I'm happy. I drink the tears. Please cry,
Yeah.
cry that Cody didn't win.
I had Roman winning. I had him retaining. I had a big feeling he was gonna retain because there's more story you could tell. I know they want to hit the 1,000 days with Roman as well, which he's very close to. And then I could see him. I could actually see SummerSlam being the time he loses. So I'm fine with that. I can see they're still gonna build Cody into that title picture too. Just give them time, let them tell the story. I know there's a lot of big shenanigans outside of WWE that probably is gonna mess with things, but hopefully they could keep some things intact. The match itself was good. I thought it was probably one of Cody Rhodes' best matches I've seen. Um, but it's also like it goes in the character of Roman and how he sells himself and how he presents himself too. And I always got to give love to Roman as well because he's been someone out the ordinary and still kicking ass every single time he steps in foot in that ring. It was a very fun match, a very good match, very compelling. I was really into it. It wasn't my top match. I'll say Charlotte and Rhea kind of took that because I think they did everything right in that match. But this one I think was like right behind it, very close to behind it. So I'll go 4.75. I had Roman winning, so I kind of didn't mind him not winning. But I also like enjoy seeing the cries of Cody Rhodes losing and all the fans saying, "Oh, this is Vince McMahon's idea. This was Vince McMahon." And I was like, "No, they have bigger plans with this. They've been giving this story for a whole year. Give them time. He will get it eventually. I see him with the title very soon, though. So yeah, 4.75. WrestleMania Night One. What do you give it?
I guess I gave it a 4.5. I guess we'll have B plus A minus.
Yeah, and Night Two.
B plus.
Yeah,
Probably. Yeah, I guess. from the matches that I liked a lot more. So I would say solid B.
I'll go A with night one. I'll go B with night two. Maybe B minus with night two. Um, all right, that's our big ass review. Now we go to podcasts we listen to. There was a shit ton of podcasts that were released throughout this weekend. I didn't get to listen to all of them because again, there was a shit ton of podcasts and shit ton of wrestling to watch. So there was one or the other that had to get sacrificed. But I know Ryan Satin had a bunch of people on. He had Austin Theory. He had Charlotte Flair. He had he had a bunch. Let me get his thing up. He had Gunther. He had Bianca Belair. He had a bunch because they were all live at the mega store. So he got a bunch of them in there. He had Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. He had Rhea Ripley. He had Sheamus. He had a handful of podcasts throughout the weekend. Rey Mysterio, Paul Heyman. If you listen to one cast of all these, listen to the Paul Heyman one. Talk about the story of this match, and it's fantastic. Like the way he describes it and the way he talks about it makes so much sense and how just kept building. And even in this cast, he said the story just begun. So definitely check that out. I know Chris Van Vliet had a few because he was also at the same event and he had a bunch of little interviews as well. Um, there was no wrestling interviews with Renee Parquette, so I don't really listen to hers with Renee Parquette, but I did listen to the Moxley one. That was actually a really good conversation. Ricochet was on Chris Van Vliet, so those are the ones I could shout out to you. And shout outs to the Razor Wrestling Figure podcast and their live 2000. I heard that show was a hell of a show. I haven't get to watch it yet, so I'm looking forward to actually watching it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Last but not least is the wrestling retrospect. And your pick?
I think I will pick because of all the big men who have been doing their thing in wrestling recently. I'm going to pick Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam, bam. He has some good ones.
Also, yeah, I forgot to mention it, but it was unfortunate, sad news. The passing of, I think it was Bushwhacker Butch.
Yes, he passed away yesterday, I think.
hmm I saw people mention that. And I was like, that makes me sad because the Bushwhackers were one of my favorite childhood teams. I did not know them when they were the Extreme Wrestlers. I think they were called the Sheep Herders. I've seen what they did. Good Lord, that's a lot of blood. Um, but I really only do know them as the wacky New Zealanders who would do their famous walk to the ring. So
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, I sure saw that. It was sad. Um, yes. So we got Bam Bam Bigelow. There's some good ones for Bam Bam. We go for ECW too. ECW had a lot of crazy matches there.
hmm
But one I'll spot out you should check out is Brett versus Bam Bam at the first King of the Ring. Well, his King of the Ring that he won. Very good match. Very underrated match too. It gets overlooked because he also fought Kurt Hennig and Razor in that same tournament. But that was one match that always got overlooked was him versus Bam Bam.
got you.
Yeah, him versus Lawrence Taylor, which was
I remember him. Somebody, one of the ones that they highlighted that I thought was cool that I never got to see was Bam Bam versus Owen Hart,
yeah.
and I thought that was actually really cool.
Yeah,
So,
he has some really good ones. He worked really good with small people too, and yeah, as big as he was. I,
and he has a bunch of matches in Japan. There's one, the picture I sent you of him with a bloody face versus Vader. So like, there's a bunch of stuff out there.
yeah. Yep. So yeah, Bam Bam's gonna be a fun one to watch. So all right. We're gonna wrap this up. This is the Wrestling Battle Podcast. Thank you for listening. You can listen to us on SoundCloud and Spotify, Red Cycle Inc. and Mark the Mic. Check those things out, and you can see both casts on there. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or Mark the Mic. Also follow Red Cycle Inc.
Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out.
All right. And follow my TikTok. The Mark with Mike on TikTok. I posting a lot of figure photography and a couple other stuff that's coming up this week. So definitely check it out. Like and follow and share. Yay. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.
Because he's
Go to
hungry.
Purple Kendo Stick.